Imagine this, a room full of people hanging on your every word, feeling inspired and motivated by your speech. Sounds amazing, right? But did you know that 75% of people fear public speaking more than death? Yes, it's true. Glossophobia, or the fear of public speaking, affects 3 out of 4 people. Yet, those who master the art of speaking have a unique power. They can move hearts, change minds, and even shape the future. Great speakers like Martin Luther King Jr. and Steve Jobs didn't just speak, they connected. They knew how to craft speeches that left a lasting impact. Now, you might be thinking, can I do that too? Absolutely. In this video, we will reveal 6 secrets to writing inspirational speeches that connect. These aren't your run-of-the-mill tips. We're diving deep into strategies that are backed by research and real-world success. You'll learn how to craft a central theme that resonates and discover the magic of storytelling. We'll show you how to infuse your speech with genuine emotion and use the rhythm of rhetoric to keep your audience engaged. You'll also find out how to paint vivid pictures with your words and transform your listeners into advocates. Did you know that speeches with clear themes are 40% more effective? Or that stories are 22 times more memorable than facts? These are just a few of the surprising facts we'll explore. So, if you're ready to unlock the power of inspirational speeches, stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to captivate any audience and leave a lasting impression. Let's get started on this journey to becoming a great speaker. Chapter 1: The Heartbeat of Your Message. Creating a speech that resonates starts with a powerful theme. Think of your theme as the heartbeat of your message, the core idea that gives life to every word you say. To find this central theme, ask yourself, what is the one thing I want my audience to remember? This is the essence of your message. A study by Duart, a renowned communications firm, found that speeches with a clear, central theme are 40% more effective in retaining audience attention. This isn't surprising when you consider that a cohesive message is easier to follow and more impactful. So, start by pinpointing the core of your speech. One effective strategy is to look at your personal experiences. Personal stories are relatable and can powerfully illustrate your theme. For instance, if your speech is about overcoming obstacles, think about a time when you faced and conquered a significant challenge. Using a central theme also helps to structure your speech. It gives you a clear path to follow, ensuring that all parts of your speech are aligned. This makes your message stronger and more memorable. According to Nancy Duart, people don't remember facts, they remember stories. Hence, a theme tied to a personal story can be incredibly powerful. Another tip is to simplify your theme. A complex theme can confuse your audience. Instead, aim for simplicity and clarity. As Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. This principle holds true for speechwriting. Your audience should grasp your theme immediately. Incorporating quotes from influential figures can also reinforce your theme. For example, if you're talking about leadership, a quote from a respected leader can add weight to your message. Quotes can serve as a powerful reinforcement of your central idea, making your speech more persuasive. Chapter 2: Storytelling Sorcery. Storytelling is a magical tool in speechwriting. It turns facts into engaging narratives that captivate your audience. Humans are wired for stories. They are 22 times more memorable than facts alone, according to a Stanford study. This is why stories are so powerful in speeches. Start by identifying the key points you want to make. Then, think of stories that illustrate these points. These could be personal anecdotes, historical events, or even fictional scenarios. The goal is to make your points more relatable and memorable. Personal stories are particularly effective. They add authenticity and can make your audience feel a deeper connection with you. For instance, if you're talking about perseverance, sharing a personal struggle can make your message more compelling. People connect with real-life experiences. Using vivid descriptions is another key to effective storytelling. Paint a picture with your words. Describe the sights, sounds, and emotions vividly. This helps your audience visualize the story and feel like they're part of it. The more sensory details you include, the more immersive your story will be. Don't forget the structure of your story. A good story has a clear beginning, middle, and end. Start with a hook to grab attention, build up the tension or conflict, and conclude with a resolution. This structure keeps your audience engaged from start to finish. Quotes can also enhance your stories. A well-placed quote can add depth and authority. For instance, if your story involves overcoming adversity, a quote like, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do," by Steve Jobs can add a powerful punch. Lastly, practice your storytelling skills. The more you practice, the more natural your storytelling will become. This will help you deliver your stories with confidence and passion, making your speech more engaging. Chapter 3: Emotion Elixir. Emotions are the glue that makes your speech stick. To truly connect with your audience, you need to infuse your speech with genuine passion and authenticity. Research shows that people remember emotionally charged messages much better. A study by Wharton School found that content that evokes high arousal emotions is more likely to be shared. Start by tapping into your own emotions. Think about why you care about your topic. Your genuine passion will come through in your voice and body language. Authenticity is key here. Audiences can tell when you're faking it. One effective strategy is to use emotional words and phrases. Words like struggle, triumph, and joy evoke strong feelings. But don't overdo it. The goal is to enhance your message, not to manipulate emotions. Another tip is to share personal experiences that made you feel deeply. These stories resonate because they are real and relatable. For example, if you're speaking about resilience, sharing a time when you bounced back from a setback can be powerful. Body language also plays a big role in conveying emotion. Use your hands, facial expressions, and posture to emphasize your points. A study by UCLA found that 55% of communication is body language. So, practice in front of a mirror or record yourself to see how you can improve. Quotes can add emotional depth to your speech too. For instance, if you're discussing perseverance, a quote like, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today," by Franklin D. Roosevelt can strike a chord. Remember, your goal is to make your audience feel something. Whether it's inspired, motivated, or moved to tears, evoking emotions will make your speech memorable. Practice speaking with passion and watch how your audience responds. Chapter 4: The Rhythm of Rhetoric. The rhythm of your speech is like a musical score. It can keep your audience engaged and emphasize key points. Great speakers know how to use cadence and flow to their advantage. According to a study by the University of Michigan, effective use of pauses can increase audience comprehension by 20%. Start by varying your sentence length. Short sentences can create a sense of urgency. Longer sentences can be used to build up to a key point. This variation keeps your speech dynamic and interesting. Pauses are powerful tools in your rhetorical toolkit. Use them to give your audience time to absorb what you've said. A well-placed pause before a key point can make it more impactful. Mark Twain once said, "The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause." Another strategy is to use repetition for emphasis. Repeating a key phrase can reinforce your message and make it more memorable. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I have a dream" speech is a classic example of this technique. The repeated phrase, "I have a dream," underscored his vision and left a lasting impact. Vary your tone and pitch to keep your audience engaged. A monotone delivery can put people to sleep. But changing your tone can highlight important points and keep your listeners attentive. Think of your voice as an instrument, use it to add color to your speech. Incorporate rhetorical questions to engage your audience. Questions like, "Have you ever felt this way?" can make your audience think and feel involved. It's a great way to maintain interest and provoke thought. Lastly, practice makes perfect. Record yourself and listen to the rhythm of your speech. Are there areas where you can add pauses? Are you varying your tone and sentence length? Make adjustments and practice until you get it right. Chapter 5: Visual Vibes. Using words to paint pictures in your audience's minds can make your speech unforgettable. This technique, known as vivid imagery, helps listeners visualize your message. According to a Princeton study, when people hear stories with rich imagery, their brains react as if they are experiencing the events themselves. Start with descriptive language. Use adjectives and adverbs to add depth to your descriptions. Instead of saying, "a car," say, "a sleek, red sports car with a roaring engine." This detail helps your audience see exactly what you mean. Metaphors and similes are powerful tools. They make complex ideas easier to understand. For instance, saying, "Her smile was like sunshine," instantly conveys warmth and happiness. Albert Einstein often used metaphors to explain his theories, making complex concepts accessible. Don't just describe sights. Include sounds, smells, tastes, and textures to engage all the senses. For example, if you're talking about a beach, mention the salty sea air, the sound of crashing waves, and the warmth of the sand. This multi-sensory approach creates a richer experience for your audience. Use contrasts to highlight differences. Describing a dark, stormy night makes a bright, sunny morning stand out more. This technique can emphasize your points and make your speech more dynamic. Contrast is a staple in great storytelling. Another tip is to use specific details rather than generalities. Instead of saying, "many people," say, "300 people." Specific details are more memorable and make your speech more credible. As Mark Twain said, "The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug." Visual aids can also enhance your speech. Slides, props, or even a simple whiteboard can help illustrate your points. Just make sure they complement your words, not distract from them. According to the University of Washington, visual aids can improve retention by 29%. Chapter 6: Audience Alchemy. Transforming listeners into advocates is the ultimate goal of any great speech. To achieve this, you need to connect with your audience on a personal level. This connection can turn passive listeners into active participants. Start by understanding your audience. Know their interests, concerns, and values. This knowledge allows you to tailor your message to resonate with them. According to a study by the Harvard Business Review, speeches that address audience concerns are 47% more likely to be effective. Engage your audience from the start. Ask questions, tell a relatable story, or use a striking fact or statistic. These techniques grab attention and make your audience feel involved. An engaged audience is more likely to connect with your message. Use inclusive language. Words like we, us, and our create a sense of unity. They make your audience feel like they're part of something bigger. President John F. Kennedy famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." This inclusive call to action inspired a generation. Another strategy is to address your audience's emotions and aspirations. Speak to their hopes, dreams, and fears. When your message aligns with their feelings, it resonates more deeply. According to psychologist Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, people are motivated by their desires for self-actualization and esteem. Provide clear, actionable steps. After inspiring your audience, tell them exactly what they can do next. Clear instructions help transform motivation into action. This step is crucial for turning listeners into advocates. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just inspire, he called for specific actions like peaceful protests. Show appreciation for your audience. Thank them for their time and attention. A little gratitude goes a long way in building a positive connection. It shows you value their presence and engagement. Lastly, follow up with your audience. Provide ways for them to stay connected, whether through social media, email, or future events. Maintaining this connection can turn a one-time listener into a lifelong advocate.